Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs. We are working in the Midnight Garden Glassine Bag printable mini album that we started a few videos back. So far we have made the covers. Then we did do a craft plastic front cover. So then we embellished the front cover and then we embellished the back cover. And honestly, I think it's absolutely adorable. You know, and then we added this, which we're still waiting to see how that's gonna work out. But hey, you know, if it doesn't work out, then you learned it here, that it won't work. You know, and I was also thinking, as I was looking at these covers, you know, really, honestly and truly, you wouldn't even need this craft plastic if you didn't want it. You know, you could just, or you could cut it off at a certain spot if you didn't want all of this, because there's, you know, you really don't have to have it if you don't want it. Who says your front cover has to cover the entire front of the book, right? So anyway, if you want to see how we got to this point, I will put a link right here to a YouTube playlist that is the Midnight Garden Printable Glassine Bag Mini Album. I'll also put it in the description box below. These are my printable templates. You do not need a glassine bag. It's part of the template. I'll have a link to my Etsy shop down below as well. This is the paper collection we are using. It's a Prima Midnight Garden, and that's why the album is called Midnight Garden. And there's a Amazon list specifically for this mini album as well. All of those links will be down below. Anything and everything that I can think of that I can link to you guys, I try to, so be sure to check that description box down below. Okay, so I did want to tell you guys, so far, everything that we've printed out of the templates, I have cut apart in 2 pieces. But I did want you to know that, just so I can let you guys know, whoops, I got something on my camera. When I use them, I did put in pencil the page number on them so that they're in the future, when we go to use them, there won't be any confusion. You don't have to do that, but I had to do that so that when I go through to use them, I can tell you what page they came from. But anyway, so I just went through and I kind of cut everything apart. There's 3 of those little mini glassine bags. Like, we used 1 on the cover and there's 4. So we've got 3 more to use. This is a little, we're going to actually use this in this video, so I'm going to set that aside. But anyway, I didn't cut this one out fully, but all of these things we've already printed out and used parts of. So I just wanted you to know that I have cut them apart. So if you see them like that in the future, you're not like, oh, where did that come from? Okay, so that's, I already did that. I did that off camera. So today we are going to do the spine and maybe the first page. Let's see. We're going to at least put it together. I don't know if we'll be able to do anything special with it, but we're definitely going to do the spine. And that is on page number 3. Now, I've already got one printed out. There's 4 sets of spines on here. Let me see if I can get that other one out. Oh, look. So this is my guidebook. By the way, there's a video. I made this guidebook on video. I will link it here and down below. There are 4 sets of spines, and I've already printed it off. This is the coffee stained background, so I printed that off when I made other albums. So I've got some already printed. So I just, one set is a skinny one and a bigger one, right? So 2 pieces is 1 set. So that explains, all that's explained in the guide, so it looks like that. Those are the 2 pieces that you need for 1 album. So this album is designed, if you use the spine, it's designed for 4 pages. But you could use your own spine and make as many pages as you wish. You can adjust your spine, so don't feel like you're just stuck with 4 pages. But being that it's just 4 pages, I'm going to have to be a little bit better about not overstuffing. So I've already cut these 2 pieces out, so we're gonna need that. And then I printed out a page number 5. I printed off the coffee stained background. I keep wanting to point all this out to you guys because it's important that you know there are differences in printers. Even the same printer will print differently depending on the levels of ink, depending on what setting, depending on what paper. All of that matters. So my printer is printing kind of like almost on the red pink heavy. Because look at the difference. Same 110-pound cardstock, but this, I must have been running out of pink, or here I might be running out of yellow or something like that. So I just wanted to point that out. It doesn't mean your printer's messed up. It just means, you know, there's either a setting that's changed or your ink level has changed. Okay, so I printed off one of those and I just cut around the outside. I left this tab and I left this bottom. I left it all together. And did I print anything else out? Let me flip through. I don't think I did. I'm gonna use this piece. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so that's it. That's all I think we're gonna need right now. And we don't even need these two pieces right this minute because we're gonna work on the spine piece. So I'm gonna set those other two pieces aside. Okay, I'm gonna grab my scoreboard. This is my new We Are Memory Keepers. I don't guess it's that new anymore. Depending on when you watch this, I am trying to pre-record these videos so that I can be working on my workstation, which I'm super excited about. Why do I have a shadow? I have a shadow. Why do I have a shadow? And I'm still in that same time period where I just had to put this down because my other one, I had to take off my other one, but I didn't have a replacement for my usual. So I had this one, so I'm working with this to see if this background, to see if I like it. I don't know if I like it yet. I'm still on the fence, but I'm gonna use it through the entire album that we're currently making because I wanna see, you know, I wanna see if I can get better with using a white-ish background. That makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and score. This is a We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard and an EK Tools stylus. This one does come with a bone folder. Let's try it. Let's see. Okay, so on the little piece, you want to go ahead and score both of those pieces. Okay, on the bigger piece, those two center lines, you do not need to score. They're just guidelines for you to lay that on top of that. So don't score those two center ones. So I'm going to score, oh, that one's, it's not too bad. It's not as smooth as my stylus, but I guess in a pinch, it'll work just fine. It keeps wanting to fall out, so it may not live there long. But I still have my EK Tools one. It's still here. I just wanted the white one because it has all the markings. So when I zoom in, because you know I zoom in all the time. When I zoom in, you can see the measurements and whatnot. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do, before I prep these and burnish these, I think I'm going to put some tape on them. And this, I'm just going to use 1/4 inch tape right now. And I'm going to get my scissors. These are Tonic, Tim Holtz Tonic scissors, and this is scrapbook.com 1/4 inch tape. So let's start with this big one. I'm going to put tape on the back side here. Okay, wait a minute. Let me bring it up to you so you can see. Maybe. There we go. Do not go over that bump there. So you want to come on the inside of that bump, and the same on this side. You want to come on the inside of that bump. But we are going to cover that whole entire back side. Yeah, my husband got me this pretty ring when he was in, where did he go? He went to Arizona, I think. I think that's where he went. And it's pretty, this one here. It's a like a raw amethyst type deal, right? It's really pretty, but it gets caught on my roll of tape. Okay, so in the smaller one, we're just going to go right down the center. Don't go over those two bumpy parts. Right? Alright. And so then, before, let's see, no, let's just go ahead and do it. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to add tape. I'm going to go to the top part of these little fins here, and I'm going to add tape to both sides. Let me get that part off of there. Here, let me set it on here so you can see what I'm doing. Can you see a little bit better? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to add tape to both of these little hinges or fins, or whatever you want to call them. And we're going to flip it over and add it to both sides. And again, we're going to the very top, not towards the bottom. There's about, I don't know, looks like 1/8 of an inch away from that mark. So, okay. So we're going to do that to this one, and then we're going to do it to this one. Well, I can't see you guys. Okay, the wind is kicking. It's still Derby week, just like I was talking about in the last video. I'm trying to record as much as I possibly can until my company gets here. And I don't know when you guys are going to see this, but hopefully it won't take too long for me to get these rolling out to you. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my Teflon bone folder and I am going to burnish all of that down. That one's kind of... Okay, now I'm going to take it and I'm going to prep those score marks. So I'm going to go one way and I'm going to go the other. You don't have to do that. I like to do that because I feel like it gets it to start working. So I like to go both ways. So go one way. And go the other way. Okay, let me flip it. I'm going to have the coffee stained color where you can see it. So it's going to be facing this way. So this is going to lay on top of here like this. But before we attach, I am going to add some ink just to these edges. And we're using archival ink in coffee. And I'm just going to hit these edges here before we attach it down. And I'm going to hit these edges here. Just in case you see them. Alright, so now I'm going to take the backing off. Whoops! Hit one of my lights. I'm going to take the backing off of that middle section of the small one. And then I'm going to take a little bit of wet glue. This is art glitter glue. I like to double do it. It gives me wiggle room, and where I live, you know, I don't want the double-sided adhesive to come apart. So I'm just kind of just making sure, giving myself that guarantee. So I'm going to lay it on here, match it up, because we know that once wet glue dries, it's you know, it's there. And that is art glitter glue. And it did quickly become a favorite, not gonna lie. If you choose to use a glue stick, which I don't recommend doing when you're doing spines and you know, hinge systems like this. This is Laura Dennison's Stack the Deck hinge system, and I will link her original video below where she shows it for the very first time. I love it. It's one of my most favorites. It's easy to use. I just love it. And she's come up with some new ones lately too. So, but anyway, I will link her original video below. Ink this up real fast. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, you don't want, you need to use a really good glue stick, a permanent one, and I'm not sure there's one out there that's good enough, I guess, that's what I'm trying to say. So now I need to decide though, first you guys, I need to decide if I'm going to put anything on the spine piece. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess you guys, we could just wait, because we could just put slivers of pattern paper on either side of that, depending on what we do with these two pieces, like this part and this part. So, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and attach this down to that. So I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm gonna take the 3 backings, or whatever you ended up using, off. Uh-oh. I ripped the backing off of the center part. And I'm going to put some glue on here. And really, you guys, there's no really wrong way, in my opinion, to do this part, to do the spine, the glue. If you want to use glue, not use glue, it's up to you. You just need to do what's best for your climate. So, okay, and so now I'm going to center this. Whoa. I can use the mat that's already down to kind of know where top and bottom needs to go. But side to side, I just need to try to center it as best I can. And even if it's off a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, I'm going to, whoops, I got some seepage. So let me bring it up close to you. So now we've got the 4 fins, or hinges, or whatever you want to call them, if my camera will focus. Come on. Here we go. They're right there. And they got tape on both sides. Now, if you wanted to, you could have used just wet glue instead of putting tape on the fins. You could just use wet glue and attach your pages that way. I like to do both, just to double do, just to make sure, just to be sure that it's going to stay, right? Okay, so now let's work on the first page. All right, so let's go back to these 2 pieces. So this, we've used other parts of it, and this is page number 5, and I just cut it out all the way around and left this tab. So I'm gonna move that, and I'm gonna grab my scoreboard again. Oh, yeah, see, I'm not gonna be able to do that. All right, I'm gonna have to put it in a safe place. I don't really wanna use it, so away it goes. See you, bye. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna score. Score here. I'm going to scoot this over, score here, and score here. Okay, so with this page, this is going to be like a small half page. Okay, so I just need the top and the bottom tabs. So I'm going to cut off these 2 longer tabs. Boy, I'm being very careful. Okay. And I'm kind of shaky. Perfect. Alright. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and tab these corners, notch these corners, miter these corners. Whatever term suits your fancy. This is my garbage bow, by the way. Love it. Love that thing. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to score both top and bottom. Alright, this is the ledger background. One of the new ones, and it really, at the moment, because of the way this is situated, it doesn't even look like it has a direction, so that's nice. So no matter what I do, I'm not going to, it's got lines this way and it's got lines this way. So no matter what I do, I'm not going to be messing anything up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Alright, so let's start with this one. I'm going to start by folding my tab over and burnishing. Then I'm going to fold the tab part over to the edge. At least I think this is the way I like to do it. And match it up as best you can. Oh, it shifted on me. How'd I do? You can always bring it over this way, flip it around, do it the other way. Sometimes I just don't cut good. And it is what it is, you know? Paper can be very forgiving. So, well, come on. Maybe not this piece of paper. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, so, but okay, so then, okay, we got that. So we folded that over. Now this little part here, normally you would flip it over and that would make your bag. That would be your printed glassine bag. Well, we're gonna fold it this way, back on itself, like this. Because we are gonna slide another page over top of that. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna have to notch or miter or whatever you want to call it these corners here, and you can even take some of that away. Like, you don't need that full tab. So this is kind of like the same thing we did with our Santa Baby album. And I'll have to show you. I need to do that giveaway, don't I? Okay, but before we ink, see, I just got sidetracked big time, didn't I? Woo! All right, so that's ready to go, except we need to ink some more. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip both of these tabs over, and I'm going to burnish. Okay. So it looks like that. So I think we have a piece of white cardstock. Is it big enough? Oh, yes, it is. This is from, I forget what we did already. I already forgot what this was from. It was something on the cover. But anyway, I save all of that stuff. So what we're going to do is we are going to take some of this double-sided adhesive. We're going to put it on these tabs. This is 1/4 inch scrapbook.com tape. And I have a link below. It's really affordable. You get the same amount as you do score tape. Alright, so I'm just going to take it and I'm going to... Now here is an instance where it would be okay if you wanted to use your glue stick instead of any other adhesive. This would be one of those situations where, you know, the book is not going to fall apart if you use a glue stick. Make sure there's nothing on the back side of here. Let me use this because I have a pencil line there, so I don't want that to show. So I'm just going to line this up on the top here. Like that. And it should, yep, right? Press it down. Give it a good burnish, flip it over, give it a burnish. Now you could have, if you wanted to, you could have got the traceable template out of your workbook and traced this out, which, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and I have cut that open before. So, I mean, that's not like something that's never going to happen, you know. So if you're one of those people who gets a little wonky with your cutting, you may want to just trace a piece, one of these out onto white cardstock before you attach it down to the printed out one. All right, now I'm going to ink both sides, and I'm going to ink all of this plus this part, and then I'll be back. This is what I meant by I'm inking that just a little bit, just so it's not stark white when you close it. But I should have put it together before I inked it. It's no big deal. Sometimes if you get the ink where your tape's going to go, your tape may not work as well. Like it won't. It takes away some of the stick, you know. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and close this up if I can find enough. There we go. Since we burnished everything really good, we don't have to worry about that going on wrong. Okay, so here we've got this, and then here's that page. Here's the one side, here's the other, and here it's like a sleeve. So this is going to go over top of that, like that. And then when it opens up, it'll have that on the back side, and then that'll be a full page. Doesn't that look pretty? Let's see, do I want to use tape or glue? Let's do glue, since I'm going to be attaching this into the spine with the tape on there. So let's just do the glue here real quick and show you that you can use just glue. And I'm putting the white side up because I'm going to mat it. So there was no point in covering up the printed background. Right. So we're just going to lay it on there, smooth it out, right? And then I'm going to flip it over, and under here, I'm just going to run some glue in between that opening and this page. So there we go. That is attached onto there, and let's go ahead and attach it in here. So we're going to attach it to this first fin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tape backing off of that little fin there, maybe. I'm going to use glue as well because this page could get heavy. We don't know. It'll have inserts and mats and things. So then I'm just going to slide the big opening, so the big part, the glassine bag one, I'm going to slide that opening over top of that fin, hopefully, like that. Oops. But I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to go all the way down. You don't want to like jam it down in there. Kind of want to stay above that score mark, especially when you add layers, because you want it to be able to fold, right? I'm trying to make sure that it's straight, and it looks pretty good. So I got one side stuck down, then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to reach in here and remove the tape. Hurry up, and you don't have to hurry. It's not like the tape's going to stop being sticky. And I'm just going to press that down. Now it looks like I got on there a little bit crooked, but that is okay. It is not going to matter. Alright. Alright, so there is the first page put inside the book. And these templates, the pages are meant to either meet up with the covers or stick out just slightly. I did that on purpose. I thought it was a fun look. So nobody panic. You didn't do anything wrong if you're sticking out. If you don't like it, if you don't like them sticking out any, then you can just trim them off a little bit if you've already made your cover, or make your cover just a little bit bigger. Either way, it's totally adjustable. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mat this. Maybe do an embellishment or two, and then do the rest in another video. So let me find the mat for that. Whoop. Put that back. I'm losing some sticky on some of my things. What am I looking for? I forgot what I was looking for. This. So the mat for that little half page is on 20, page 20, and on the templates, the ones that have an M next to the letter, or letters, next to the numbers, it means it's a mat. That is a mat page. So I'm going to grab this mat, and I picked this paper out from the patterned paper, and I'm actually going to trace it. I want this color, but I'm going to trace it on this side so that I can kind of gauge exactly what because I don't want to cut this or this or this. So I think I'm just going to come over here and trace it out. Like that. I can't get it off. And And then I'm going to cut it out and ink it up. So I've got this cut out and I've got it inked up, and it's going to go right here. But I was thinking that these tags on page 15, they also come with and page 19 has them too. They also come with a little pocket that goes on top of these tags, which I think is adorable all by itself, because then you've got more pocket space. So I thought, let's put that on here. But then my next question is, should we make it removable? So should we add a magnet to it and make it removable? What do we think? So that way you could put a whole photo here if you wanted to, or any other embellishment, and then this, you know, can be removed and it's out of the way, and you're like, oh, pretty, like interactive, right? Do we want to do that? Let's do it. Let's do it, you guys. Okay. So let me move this big sheet. So I need to prep this piece. So this one is the ledger, and it's from the page 19 that we printed out before. And notice I didn't follow my own lines. I just kind of cut straight across. Come on, camera. I just kind of cut straight across that corner there. So I'm trying to cut down a little bit on the bulk, and we'll see. I'm experimenting. You know, everybody does it different. It's amazing how everybody does their album building different. But if you don't try it, you don't know. So, all right. And I've been trying to do that on occasion when I remember. I don't always remember. But, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and score those, and then I'm going to prep them, put tape on them, ink them. I'm going to ink both pieces, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've got tape on the back of the little pocket, and I got both sides inked of everything. But now I need to get a mat for that. So that's page 15. It's actually, the mat for that is 16M. But it's on my page 15 because of the way I made my workbook. Right, I'm going to look in my scrap paper here, because I wonder, do I have anything? Is that big enough? No. That's kind of too green and green. Now here's a piece. That's white, I think. That's just a white. Yeah. There's a piece we can use. It has all this fun bits are up here. What do we want to use? That's cute. I mean, I'd kind of like that, to cut that out and use that just as an embellishment, right? So let's just use that piece. That's why we keep all our scraps, you guys. You just never know when you just need a small piece. Now you could use your 3x4 journaling cards. You can use 4x6 journaling cards. You don't have to use your big 12x12s or 6x6s or 8x8s or whatever it is that you're using. You can use book paper. That's something we haven't used in this. Oh, I don't know. Should we add book paper? You know, I love the look of book paper. We might have to add that in at some point. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up really quick. So that's going to go on the back side here. But before we attach, we're going to have to add a magnet. All right, but we can attach, let's attach this pocket here. So what's your all's thoughts on cutting straight across those corners, or notching it the way it's printed out? What do you all think about that? Do y'all have an opinion? Which way do you do it? Let me know which way you do it. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, and before, I'm gonna add a thingy, but I guess I could technically just add everything onto this, like the magnet can go onto that if I wanted it to. So I kind of, you know me, I kind of need it to be a cattywanked. Does there need to be 2 magnets? Oh, I guess that's really a personal choice, huh? Because there's an insert, we could put stuff on it. Let's see, where's my magnets at? All right, let's use the 5/16 like we did in the last album. These are from the Magnet Baron. I will put a link to him below. All right, I'm gonna put them on the back of here. So I'm gonna put 2, I think, just to make sure. It could be overkill. You can just do 1, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I put down a piece of tape because I'm just gonna lay them on here. Because we're gonna be putting that over top anyway. So, we'll put one down lower, and put one up here, higher, like that. I'm going to take this off of there. I'm just going to kind of hold this the way I want it to be. And I'm going to take a magnet, and I'm going to let it grab just like that, right? So it grabbed it perfectly, just the way it's supposed to, and it's going to go on there like that. Okay, let me move my magnets out of the way. I need to put these in my workstation so I don't lose them again. And then I think I'm just going to use regular Scotch tape to attach them down. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to be glued, excuse me, they're going to be glued onto the page anyway. So it's going to go, let's go ahead and just do it now. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac this time. And we're going to go around the edges. A Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix or Beacon 3-in-1, whatever it is that you have. In my opinion, they're all the same. They're all kind of like, they don't have water, they're not water-based. So whatever you can get your little hands on is what I would get. Okay, put that there. Got a little oozing. Right, and then let's go ahead. Oh I forgot about the silly tape on there. Shoot, you guys probably were yelling at me too. I know y'all were. Y'all were probably going, Jennifer, there's tape on there. That's okay. We'll probably end up putting like an embellishment or something there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, let's stick this on here. You know, if I wasn't filming this for you guys, I would just be able to whip through this album because it is so simple and it's not a huge album. You can just, I mean, you can just load this puppy up with pictures and your own personal ephemera, and it's just so fast. Like, you could do all your pages, all 4 pages, you could do them the exact same way and it would still look fantastic. I just love this album. All right, I do want to put a hole reinforcement there. Let me get my hole reinforcements out. And once again, I'm going to try and find the center. You know what? I'm going to flip it over on the other side because the other side has the mat. So I want to make sure that I get it centered from the mat. Okay. Right. Push that down. And then punch a hole, flip it over, put another one. Cannot believe I did that. I've got it crooked now. I got a crooked mat. Okay. Now I need to figure out, do I want to use twine? I had my twine sitting out here. I had it. since we've been using that natural baker's twine, let's use this cording. Let's see if we like that look. Way too big of a piece, but you know, whatevs. Might be way too much sticking out there as well. Right, so far this is what we got. So you can't really see a whole lot of what's going on yet because we haven't put anything in these pockets. But I'm digging that. I like that a lot. You can even have done that if you wanted to. You could kind of like mimic that on this side if you didn't want to put this there. Okay, I was just thinking about the mats for, the inserts for these little pockets. And these instats, whatever you want to call them, they do fit inside of here perfectly fine. But I think I'm gonna wait before, so these are on page 22. I think I'm gonna wait because there's a lot of little things like tickets and things, or there could just be some pretty embellishments or something like that, little leftover scraps that we can add into little spots like that. So I think I'm just gonna wait. So that being said, I think we're just gonna call this video done. I think that it turned out super cute. And if you didn't want to use the magnets, you didn't want it to be removable, you don't have to. Just, you know, just go ahead and glue it down or leave it as like a little tuck spot. But we've got a pocket here, flip, pocket here, flip. Okay, so we've got all these places. We're gonna be putting tags in here. Let me show you my thoughts. We're not gonna do that right now, but we're gonna be sticking tags in here like this, right? Not these tags, those are from a prototype. So it's gonna kind of look like that, right? So that's kind of my idea. That's kind of where I'll be going. That's where I'll be headed in the next video. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Be sure to check the description box for all kinds of links down there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn the notifications on, hit the bell, all that jazz. Subscribe, hit the bell, turn the notification on. Goodness. Check out my Etsy shop. And there should be other videos here on the screen that you might enjoy watching. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.